Another visitor? You must be here to join in the plunder of the old Jedi Enclave. You have to see Administrator Adari first. She's inside Kunda. She was the agricultural administrator of Dantooine. After the Sith attack, she kept us together. Without her, the only thing you'd see around here are mercenaries. We had problems with Mandalorian mercenaries even before the Jedi Civil War. The Jedi helped clear most of the problem up, but after the war, many soldiers from both sides of the conflict became mercenaries. And since we're so far from the core, some started gathering here. Have you ever sliced a Jedi security door? The old ruins are secure from salvagers unless they get permission from Adare. Kunda is the big building just outside the landing port. It used to be the estate of a man named Matali, but he and his family disappeared around the time of the bombardment. The administrator rebuilt it, and now this is our center of government. I know it doesn't look like much, but there aren't many settlers that live on this planet. This building is the start of something new for us. We're very proud of it. We're working on it. Is there anything else you'd want to talk about? Just head into the building and you'll find your way to the administrator.
Sidan kelfa badino, duftadan kelfa. Hoi sidan, duftadan kelfa. Hoi sidan kelfa. Sidan, duftadan kelfa. Hoi sidan kelfa. Huden tuf blafa. Huden tuf blafa. Fandibo kelfa. Hoi ren bunda. Ren Huden tuf blafa. Sidan ren bundas. Ren bundas. Hoi Huden tuf Sidan Sidan. Wooden tooth. Wooden tooth. Sidan. Yeah. When Lava. Sidan elfa vaan iinutaan elfa. Renkundas. Renkundas. Oi sidan. Truth love. See. Wait. 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 Love. Sidan. Wait. 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 Truth lava. Sidan. Rain. 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 Sidan Elfabanino Rendas
Yes. What is it?
I hear you. Damn thing's stuck. Damn thing's stuck.
What is it?
Something up? Alright. Something up?
What do you want? I don't have time for cursed salvagers. Well, you don't look like a damn mercenary, and you don't smell like a stinking farmer. Fine. You again. Not sure what they're doing here other than causing trouble. There's not really much work here for I don't know for sure. Oh, you know, the folks around Kunda. Go there yourself and get the details firsthand. Is this... Can't you tell? I'm a mechanic. In fact, I'm the only mechanic here in Kunda. Yeah, sometimes it seems nothing works around here, but I don't have time to complain. I tell you, between the droids, the security doors, and the gun turret, all of the droids in Kunda are relics from the last war. Best I could do was get that ratchety old protocol droid over there operational. Most of the other droids are laying broken. Well, it's just one door, actually, but I could scratch my head bald before I figured out how to fix it properly. Every time I try to fix it, the door either sticks open or it locks down completely. And then I have to spend a week taking it apart to get it to open or close again. The gun turrets outside the Kunda outpost are supposed to defend, but they only work half the time. And sometimes they get confused as to what's friend and foe. Why, just the other day, right after I repaired one of the guns, no casualties, but it put several of them in the med lab. Just...
Greetings, and good day, traveler. Is there some... My apologies. I have no recollection of the Sith Error. Memory overflow. May I be over... Processing. Exterior damage analysis. Level 7 impairment. Multiple casing breaches detected. Bipedal servos misaligned by 32 degrees. Memory storage overflow. Memory unit is approximately 56 months overdue for maintenance. Error. Memory overflow. May I be... Dantooine is a rural world. Since the destruction of the Jedi Enclave, salvage of the ruins has become a key area of growth for the... My apologies. The local militia occasionally offers employment to qualify. Additionally, many If you...
Charanana gundoso remina ke lorakto guru katada. Fiadra toren pada no ringatel. Manama treto sobre barakto drun. Cresceme tru grebavano flank tru na saganich. Grave no ku se tabate. Tarawinsto soprattutto nell'iep grimpatata. Terewana jun konata del raguno. Der inturunto wakare kwe wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan gorsa. Der inturunto wakare kwe wapa teratana chingaradana. Fera rampada no de ringtada nel. Der inturunto wakare kwe wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan gorsadaran. Charanana gundoso. Der inturunto wakare kwe wapa teratana chingaradana. Der inturunto wakare kwe wap gerebu. Terewana jun kon. Der inturunto wakare kwe wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan gorsadaranane gra dalonuta choloren. Der inturunto wakare kwe wapa teratana chingaradana. Fera rampada no de ringtat. Der inturunto wakare kwe wap gerebu. Terewana jun konata del raguno. Relibe corondosa mele grima con corre. Der inturunto wakare kwe wap.
Any more trouble for Dantooine.
What do you want now? She was the agricultural administrator of Dantooine. After the Sith attacked, she kept us together.
Do you actually believe a Jedi would return here? After all they've done to us? They wouldn't dare.
They certainly would. You remember how they were. Always so superior, so arrogant, and never lending a hand when we really needed them.
I still don't believe it.
You should. My cousin's friend, he used to tend the gardens around the Enclave. He swears he saw a Jedi in Kunda. Could be hiding anywhere.
Well, I hope it's true. I hear there's a bounty on them.
Unless somebody beats you to it.
Welcome to Kunda. You're a salvager, right? You'll need to see Administrator Adare to get access to the ruins. You're not. The only heavily armed people that visit us are either salvagers or mercenaries. And you don't look quite... Her office is directly behind this room. The things that would most interest you are our weapon merchant Anzeron, the leader of our militia. Akere is still around here somewhere too. Just go to the central corridor and make a right. If you get into any trouble, he's the person you'd contact. Unfortunately, he's at the militia headquarters. The mercenaries cause disruptions for some of our outlying settlers. They are a constant source of friction for... No, I couldn't. We hope it will become the new center. We're a small group of settlers on the edge of Republic space. If you get into any... Her off...
A lot of people here hate Jedi.
Are you waiting for the administrator too? You won't have to wait too long. But if you want results... Kunda's like a droid without his power cell. Useless. We have problems all over, and the most you can get out of the administrator is a pat in the back.
I'm sick of all their excuses and empty words.
I fought in the war, and I know how to use my blaster rifle.
Salvagers are the problem. They strip bare the ruins that belong to the people of Dantooine.
I'm not a violent man. I've had my share of it in the war.
But I can't farm. Well, yes and no. I brought my moisture vaporator to Kunda to be serviced. On the way back to my farm, I took a shortcut next to the Enclave ruin. Damn Lagrix came out of nowhere. I had to run before they made a meal of me. I went to their camp to get back my moisture vaporator. This smug fellow Joran told me that he found it within the ruins. He said he'd give it to me for the bargain price of 500 credit. Now the moisture vaporator doesn't work because it is mysterious.
I suppose you could.
If you could go to this salvager...
I'm not rich, but I have some souvenirs from the war.
These war trophies are advanced weapons that some of the Sith troopers have.
I might be able to offer more if you take care of the problem. That's great.
What brings you to Kunda? Do you have any troubles to report? Oh, sorry. If you're brand new to these parts, you may not have any issues with Garevik, unlike most everyone else. You're fortunate not to know him. He's a salvager. I can tell he's back in Kunda just by the pounding in my head. If you're not here about... I don't even want to get into it. Ask around if you want to know. I don't know what we'd do without Administrator Adare. She managed to plow through a lot of the family bickering once the Sith left during the war. She's kept us together. Oh, and, Zeron too, I suppose. This is... sensitive. It's not really a secret, though. A lot of people are upset with Zeron. He's a hard man and doesn't answer to anybody. Except, I suppose, the Administrator. The thing is, he expects everyone to follow all the laws. That's not normally a bad thing, but the mercenaries are used to having a bit more freedom. So, it's like Zeron keeps prodding a rancor with a stun stick. To a rancor, it's just a minor nuisance. But if you keep at it, he's gonna fight back. The mercenaries aren't unreasonable. They're mostly just war veterans looking for work. But Zeron just keeps poking them. So he has to get involved to make sure that the militia does what he wants. Otherwise, we'd probably give the mercenaries some room. Dantooine has had mercenaries on it for years. I've talked with some, and they're not unreasonable. There's gotta be some sort of compromise we can both live with. Using my own analogy against me, the mercenaries aren't rancors. They're people like you and me. But if you keep provoking them, it's just dangerous. I think we should be working on getting along. It's hard to follow orders that have you make things worse. That's a good way of looking at it. I may not agree with the captain, but I guess I should make everyone fall in line. I still worry that he may provoke the mercenaries into something more dangerous. I'll tell you anything that's public knowledge. You should see Administrator Adare about that. She'll be able to set you up. Oh, you heard about that. We have so much to look into that Sulru's concern is pretty low on our list. We asked the salvagers, but they claim that the salvager responsible is nowhere to be found. I've heard that rumor too. People get really riled up about Jedi around here. Some people seem to have a selective memory. During the war, the Jedi were a big help here. They did everything for us, from clearing out dangerous beasts to solving a murder investigation. I try to stay out of it, though. Standing up for Jedi is one way to become unpopular around here. I've heard all that before. I don't agree with you, but there are plenty of people who would. Talking about Jedi is just depressing these days. Any other cheerful problems you want to talk about? All right.
Tochi monas runta, yun bola. Poso mabri toshniki tuk tuk bamba. Poso mabri toshniki tuk tuk bamba. Bora, dino mori. Poso mabri toshniki tuk tuk bamba. Hoshmanfu ni wado de kuta maasapa. Tong Hoshmanfu ni wado de kuta maasapa. Tong hitwamaji. Yumalibato. Insoranaka megunsoji. Nekchi una bola. Dawanga nochi. Barachi no sukankadon. Makamando uruno. Jenish melaka wachino so impos morcha chani rikasan. Bararanta miki sikosos. Yewenarama inosos. Barachi no sukankadon. Makama. Insoranaka megun. Bararanta miki sikosos. Bararanta miki sikosos. Poso maori tushniki tuk pamba. Ora. Dino morirà nibonon. Doki nikama renzo ni inash dijon bla wensomas. Tong abaw shan uninong. Raliki nitu! Baram... Chuta ko...
I'm the militia captain here. Are you here because you're in trouble or looking for it? There is often opportunity in challenges, if you know how to look for it. You got any other reason for coming to militia headquarters? Rare thing a visitor wanting to help out. Looks to me like you're here to explore, but we have a thing or two that need doing. You seriously want to help, just ask about it. You want some? Some of the salvagers went deep into the ruins and found a lot of Jedi relics. It's the most valuable haul the salvagers ever got. But all the salvagers that went down there are dead. So it seems every day or so some salvager comes claiming they're owed by such and such, or that they're related. The whole thing makes me sick. Garovic says he won the whole claim in a Pazak game with the last survivor, right before he killed him. But that was a fair fight. There were witnesses. But nobody remembers Garovic ever playing Pazak. I just hope someone takes this blasted claim off my hands. I'm tired of those lowlives pestering me. You want? I've seen a lot of visitors come through Kunda. You're the first one in a while that looks the capable sort. We have a small problem with Kinrath. I take care of it myself, but there aren't many people in the militia. Kinrath are normally just pests. We think something happened to their nest. Started near the end of the Civil War. Nobody knows for sure. Very. The Kinrath you see on the plains aren't as tough as the ones inside the caves. They may not look much different, but they are tough. 2,000. I agree with you, but I don't barter. We used some explosives to seal a cave a couple years back. I know there are crystals in there, too. Some of the salvagers once thought about going in there to get some extra credits. Cave is on the southeast side of the plains. Shouldn't be hard to find. I agree. That's up to you. Some of the salvagers went deep. There aren't more than a dozen of us, and there's too many problems. She's smart. I don't have anything to say about it.
Yes? Ignorance. And perhaps they do not remember? Am I? Then perhaps you should know there are techniques in the Force where one can cloud the memory of others, and on the worlds where we have encountered these Jedi, there is much life and death where sensing such things is difficult. As I said, it is of no consequence to me. No. But if I did, you would never know, so my words only carry as much worth as you believe them to. But perhaps you will understand this, that perhaps it is important to me that you see me and my actions uncloaked. It is important that your judgments, whether be good or bad. I did not ask you to trust me. Atris herself is not as familiar to me as perhaps she should be. Because Atris's path is... I was a historian once. One quickly learns that the Jedi Code does not give all the answers. That is why Atris and the others blamed me. You have already asked much. Revan had a mother and father, parents, ancestors, like all Jedi do. And when she but where she was born, where she came from, I do not know. Some said that Revan was born in the outer region. It was... I know more. Fall. You were there at Malachor. Is that what she was? Or was she always true to herself? No. And there is something that the Council may never understand. The difference between a fall and a sacrifice is sometimes difficult, but I feel that Revan understood that difference more than anyone knew. The galaxy would have fallen if Revan had not gone to war. Perhaps she became the Dark Lord out of necessity to prevent a greater evil. I do not believe the Jedi Council changed Revan as they claimed. They merely stripped away the surface and allowed the true self to emerge again, someone who was willing to wage war to save others. But that is my belief, since I knew Revan from long ago. She came to me, yes, both before and after. And after, in the times when Revan was coming into her own and learning she was more than she had been told. At one time, Revan was my Padawan, but Revan, when she had learned all she could, had other masters, that fool Jar and other Jedi on other planets. But in the end, she turned back to me, when she realized there was nothing more to be learned from the Jedi. Revan was power. It was like staring into the heart of the Force. Even then you could see the Jedi she would slay etched on her soul. You are different. When I look at you, it is like staring at the death of the Force. I know more.
A visitor. Please, come in. Welcome to Kunda. I am Administrator Turina Adari. You're the owner of the, ship that just landed? And unless I'm much mistaken, that's the Ebon Hawk. That vessel has been on Dantooine before, during the war. That was a Jedi vessel. I'm trying to stabilize an entire planet. An exchange bounty, no matter how abundant, is little use in that endeavor. But if a Jedi were here, that would best be kept secret. Right or wrong, our settlers blame the Jedi and their hidden enclave for their suffering. I remember the old Jedi Masters and the considerable help they lent to Dantooine. I still maintain discreet connections with Jedi. I suppose your arrival here is no coincidence. I feel I must step carefully here. You are not like other Jedi I have known. You seem darker somehow. Yes, I understand. Say no more. For good or ill, I feel you are the only one remaining who can help me with the present situation. My friend. Let's just call him Vrook. We've known each other for many years, and our continued friendship could create many problems in the current political climate. He came to Dantooine not too long ago. He was looking into something quite important. He's gone missing recently. Did he send for you in case something went wrong? We need the skills of a Jedi more than ever. He was helping investigate Azgul and his mercenaries, but he had his own errand to run in the Enclave. Jedi business of some sort. He went into the sublevel, which isn't without its dangers, and he hasn't returned. Like many parts of Dantooine, the sublevel of the Enclave has become infested with dangerous creatures. Large, vicious insects called Lagrex have made the sublevel their home. Several salvagers have reportedly been injured or killed by the Lagrex. I would expect a Jedi to fare better against the creatures than the salvagers, but Vrook has not returned in some time. I'm starting to fear the worst. Would you be willing to go to the ruins of the Enclave to look for him? From what I know of your type, you have all of the equipment you need to deal with the sublevel. I do realize the Jedi Order disbanded, so you must find credits yourself, however. The sublevel is dangerous enough that the salvagers have not managed to properly search it. There are many artifacts of value. Normally, I ask for a percentage of all salvage. In your case, however, you can take whatever you find without the customary tithe. I will have one of the militia transmit permissions to the Enclave's security door. Go expecting danger, for you will most certainly find it there. Is there anything else I can assist you with? He was investigating the mercenaries for us. We've been increasingly concerned about them. Their behavior has always been antagonistic, but recently they've been behaving differently. Vrook was investigating this when he disappeared. We were counting on any hard intelligence he could provide. Our other assets have been unavailable recently. If you find any information on the mercenaries, mercenaries during your stay on our planet, please report it to Zeron or myself. I believe I've told you everything I can. Please find... There are plenty of opportunities to assist people on Dantooine. Too many, I'm afraid. I would go to the militia headquarters and make your intentions known there. Besides that, just listen and ask around. Who do you want to know about? There are 3 groups of people on the planet right now. The settlers, salvagers, and the mercenaries.
What? You shouldn't sneak up on an old fella like... There was a time when seeing a Kinrath was a rare thing. They're dangerous, too. More vicious than they used to be. I'd stay away from the eastern side of the plains. The west is filled with Cathhound. Mostly because the Republic has left us to fend for ourselves. I think that they'd be able to spare at least something to help us out. I know this area, and you have to do certain things, even if it puts you in harm's way. A couple weeks back, there was an accident here. One of the Western Fringe farmers was coming to Kunda on his swoop with a load of atmospheric sensors. We found him dead and his swoop bike all banged up. I've come back a couple of times to try to figure out if that's what really happened. I do. The Kinrath are dangerous. But as long as you stay on your swoop bike, there's no way they should catch you. I've carefully searched this area and haven't found anything. So maybe our men just got sloppy. We really need those atmospheric sensors. I don't suppose you'd... It's technical. I doubt you'd understand it. I doubt you'll be able to find any evidence of what happened here. But you might come across the... If you find any of them, just come back here. I'll pay you 1,000 credits for each one you can find. No idea whatsoever. I figure it's a real long...
More where that came from. Here.
Yes?
Yutapak mito, hai bes niksa tochi mapao kraw. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurat. Krempawi cho simorangta weba gonorimbo. Harandoto ju. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi lumalispa. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata. Bram tabanin sochu. Da come jusmak miki baranyetos. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wak. Charika yayakta. Kavanata galu. Huta yanolya. Jukta genichu bawang. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi lumalispa. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maur. Bram tabanin sochu. Da come jusmak miki baranyetos. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani. Charika yayakta. Yutapak mito, hai bes niksa tochi.
I hear you.
I hear you.
Time to take you down to size. Where that came from? Everyone down! Say the word. I hear you.
What is it?
Just say the word.
I hear you.
Just say the word.
I hear you.
Time to even the odds. I hear you. I hear you.
What is it? I hear you.
I hear you. Wait here.
I hear you.
Just say the word. More where that came from.
What is it?
I hear you.
Your thoughts are disturbed. I can feel them from a great distance, like a shiver running through you. Force-sensitive locations such as this absorb and reflect force energy. The crystals are the catalyst here. I sense that Revan once passed through here, leaving a strong impression behind in the crystals. Perhaps future Jedi who visit this cave will feel our presence, as if seeing our footprints preserved in the soil. The crystals here do not drain force energy from Jedi. They collect the excess energy that radiates from those attuned to the Force. The crystals here are infused with the Force. That can hardly be avoided. Even mundane actions of the basest creatures can create detectable ripples in the Force. A Minok beating its wings on the plains could cause a sandstorm in the desert, and figuratively speaking, that would create quite a large impression of yourself.
More where that came from. take you down the side. Everyone down!
Your thoughts are back.
Let's settle this. More where that came from. I hear you.
Yes.
Let's settle this.
I hear you.
Everyone down! I hear you. I hear you.
Yes. Crystal responds to you. The crystal's bond with you is such that the stronger you become in the Force, this crystal will make an excellent focus for a lightsaber. Quite the contrary. Picture yourself as a sieve, and the Force as water pouring into you. This crystal draws from the excess water that escapes the sieve. The crystal is in tune with you. I hear you. Yes? Have you come with question? That crystal is bonded to you. Through you, it acquires its character and should your power increase or your resolve change, speak to me again about this matter. Is there some... That crystal is...
Something up? It's...
Focus.
I don't suppose you found any... That's great news. My offer still stands. It is worth more to us than that. Thanks for your help on this. Here...
Hey, get away from that door!
It's you again. You won. So you did. Here's the credits I told you about. That was very helpful of you.
Your luck is not of the hapless settler. No friendly greetings, I hear. You act like I have insulted your man. Your ship I haven't seen. I am done being inconvenienced by you. Another interruption. You must not have heard who I am.
Tapele gathered a group to go to the sub-level. They're probably all gonna get killed.
Oh, a visitor comes to our delightful salvager camp. Am I that transparent to you? Apparently this is so. I'm Rallon, known throughout this camp for the many artifacts of value that I have. A question I pose to you, traveler. Do you wish to buy one of the most elusive of all Jedi artifacts?
That is no exaggeration. Jedi holocron are very rare and invaluable tools for skilled Jedi.
This is no idle boast, traveler, but a fact. A holocron is easily worth many. I ask a mere 1,000 credits for this. I assure you it isn't. As you can see, it is in fine shape. How did you know? Will I never unload this accursed thing? I apologize immensely. But surely you recognize that attacking me here will pose problems. The militia and the salvagers will hunt you. I will not. Very well, take it. Have you come to join the others and mock my...
You a new salvager? Or one of those Kunda cantina rats coming here to complain? Well, we don't need another one. Look around this camp. I'm gonna give you some advice. Because anything valuable in the ruins was carted away months ago. The only salvagers left are either desperate, ornery, or not right in the head. And while you look dirty enough to be here, I don't think you're... If you're not going to listen to anybody, maybe you can help me out. The only place that has anything is the sub-level. And only a couple of fools have gone there. And they're now dead fools. Yeah, I'd like to do the decent thing, and so, if you find a couple human corpses down there, us salvagers that are still here have to stick together. I've been here the longest. Sometimes I sell them to visitors like yourself. You should have let me know you're a customer instead of letting me think you're some...
More where that came from.
My lightsaber. You've destroyed it. I yield, Master. It is as I heard through the Force. My life for yours. I have nothing to offer you. Your strength is superior. It is as I felt.
Now I've seen everything. This woman, she's a Miraluka. I didn't think any were left in this part of the galaxy. Yeah, they're a pretty secretive race. I heard that some of their kind become Jedi, but a Sith? That's a new one. I'm not sure how you'd go about killing one. It'd be tricky.
Just mentioning it, she looks like she's suffered enough wounds already, even after the beating you gave her. I heard they had a colony on the Mid-Rim, almost halfway between Onderon and Dantooine. Then, it wasn't there anymore. The whole planet was wiped out. Nothing left alive. No one knows why.
Well, it was a planet of her people. If they see through the Force, who knows? If they're all Force-sensitive, maybe they all saw something through the Force that we can't see, and they left before it happened. Or maybe it killed them. They claim to see on a higher plane than we do. You know, the whole Force thing makes me nervous. Well, some of her wounds are pretty bad. Looks like she was already carrying her share of scars, though. I think she'll recover, yeah.
Yes, General? Let me see what you... No, you... something...
My life for yours. I felt you, heard you through the Force. It was like a sound at the edge of hearing. And when I heard it, I found I could not ignore it. I serve my master. I am an emissary, a scout. My master was aware of a disturbance in the Force, but was unaware of its nature, of you. The disturbance is not something one feels from a living thing. There is little my master does not know, and that you eluded his sight for so long is significant. But I do not know why. You cannot. His vessel roams the borders of known space, and even I do not know where he travels, until he calls for me. Even if I could lead you to my master, I cannot permit you to find him until you are ready. If I bring you before my master untested, without your potential realized, then you will be lost to me, and I cannot allow that to happen. It would be as if one brought fire to a paradise valley, shattered a cavern of rare crystal, or blinded a painter. It is a choice that can be made by neither one of us. Do not be so quick to meet that which you do not understand. Use the time you have now to grow, to train, and to strengthen yourself. I will answer what I can. It is not a subject which I have spoken of since its destruction. It was not a thing done with machines or weapons. The Force is far more terrible, and it touches more lives than any machine can hope to slay. For everyone that feels the Force, strongly, deeply, each one feels and perceives it in their own way. You have strengths, whether you know it or not, and my master has his. His power is great, and it comes from hunger. He is a wound in the Force, more presence than flesh. And in his wake, life dies, sacrificing itself to his hunger. And those who feel the Force strongly are beacons to his hunger. My people, my planet, would have been attacked in time. It was inevitable. Yet we could do nothing about it. The Jedi, the last council of the Jedi, came to our world to meet in secret. They hoped that perhaps among our people, they could achieve the clarity to see what was striking them from the darkness of the galaxy. They succeeded, but only in bringing him from the outer regions. And Kotor, with my kind, with the Jedi upon its surface, could no longer be ignored. And my people died, and the Jedi died, and there was no one left, only me. They hoped to see the threat that had been stalking them, and they did. But they were unprepared for the magnitude of the threat. He cannot deny his hunger for long, and any gathering of Jedi is something he cannot long resist. And now that the Jedi are vanishing, I do not know what will happen. Perhaps he will grow strong enough to eradicate all life, merely with his presence. I will... Forgive me, but before you go, I must ask. I must warn you, if you weaken... There is more to the Sith than simply rage or slaughter. There are many kinds of hate, and all of them have the call of the dark side in them. The galaxy is filled with many such evils, and rarely have I seen anything else. I remember little of my homeworld before I entered my master's service. It is not as it was. It is not a subject which I have spoken of.